Hello there, and welcome to another play recording session of RollForDamage. And of course, we'll be continuing our Vampire the Requiem storyline. Joining me, of course, is the lovely Russell,
Yeah.
playing Mr. Charles Tybalt.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, we have Miss Lucia Cole, also played by Mr. Henry.
That's me.
And then somewhere bringing up the rear, we have, what's his name? Mr. Dominic played some sort of bumpkin, country bumpkin.
The rear. Hello.
Idly named Trenton Maddox, or just Trent for short.
Or the rear bringer.
Alright, we will go ahead and do a short little recap, because I know my players have had plenty of times to look over their notes.
Absolutely not.
What
Did
are
you do
notes?
your homework, Henry?
Anywho, so I'll start with a recap with Henry.
All right. This is going to be a pretty crummy recap on my part since it's been a while. Here's what I remember. I remember Lucia being possessed by an evil lady by the name of Josephine Valentine. And Josephine Valentine was apparently this boogeyman of all the covenants, essentially. And because Lucia had diablerized one of her minions that had been so bonded to her, that blood bond psychically passed on to her. And so she tried to fight it to a point where once Josephine felt comfortable, Lucia fought back, nearly won, mind you. She nearly won. But the sad part of that is that right when she about to win, Lucia pulled out her ace up her sleeve and just bitch slapped Lucia into submission. And pretty much from that point on, Josephine had control of Lucia, and she made Lucia act really, really strange because she has no idea what she's doing. And she used Lucia to trick everyone, basically, and somehow mysteriously assassinate the prince, even though Lucia managed to break the control at the very last moment. Following that, the complete loss of control and the fact that she'd been completely masterfully manipulated against her will sent Lucia over the edge and kind of sent her into a uncharacteristic mode of shock. During this, she was rescued by her coterie member, Trent, and the mistress of the Elysium, Bella Dravnik. Unfortunately, it was a little too late, and somehow a fight had broken out among someone else in the Elysium. I'm not going to say who because Lucia wasn't there for that. But Trent managed to get Lucia out of the burning Elysium, and they also secured a few other people, and they drove to the church. Lucia said that she wasn't going to go inside, and they both went inside, and Lucia left. She gathered up her ghoul, and she's now trying to find some place safe to stay while she recuperates. Unfortunately, her ghoul has led her to the last place she ever wanted to be, right to Pandora's Haven. Pandora being a very crazy fey-blooded vampire.
Okay.
Ah.
Alright then, Mr. Russell, or Charles.
My recap was the best. We can play now.
Actually, I forgot about the Pandora coming in.
Okay,
Edit that out. Just kidding.
do it now. Let me see. The first thing that happened, Mr. Henry did most of what happened to you, so I feel like we should pick up with the other two of us. Otherwise, we'll be repeating a lot. Master Maddox and Tybalt, upon seeing Miss Lucia sprinting out of the bar in a rage, at least from the outside, confronted her in an alleyway where she kind of picked back up and basically said, okay, I almost got mind warped there, winkety wink. Let us discuss this.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Say no more, say no more. Went back to Haven basically, the Sammy Lucia basically started talking about how she was almost possessed by the Mistress in Red, and how while she was doing that, she got a peek in the Mistress in Red's head, and how she was planning to attack the matriarch. We discussed this for a little while. Trent went to the phone to call his Valencia Sanctum member because we thought, hey, they might be able to talk to us about this whole connection thing because we got to get rid of that immediately, which the Not Cole agreed to, even though she was it. Anyway, Maddox went to the phone, had a conversation, whilst Charles attempted to weasel out the Not Cole. That didn't work. Trent, displaying utmost secrecy and candor, said something about, staking the heart or something. That tripped off the Not Cole. Maddox, Tybalt invited the Not Cole to go talk to Mr. Maddox with me. We can prove that he's not going to do anything bad to you. At which point Maddox leapt through a door with a stake to try to stake her. She fled like super wind. We stood around for a little while trying to figure out what to do. We decided we'd go back to Elysium. We headed downstairs, grabbed a cab. When a biker gang showed up, ripped off the hood of the cab, ripped off the head of the cabbie, or not really, but just chucked him into an alleyway. They said, hey, we need you to go get our person back. You're going to do it for us. And then they picked us up and dragged us away on motorcycles. We showed up. We convinced them to wait outside for a little while. We headed inside, at which point we realized that Lucia was already there. Maddox went with the Master of Elysium to try to go deal with that thing. I'm going to leave that for Dominic. Charles went to go free the Nomad. Went downstairs, talked to the Nomad for a little while, found out that she wasn't directly employed by the Mistress in Red, so he went over to the other stall, ate one of the minions of the Mistress in Red to gain memories, including the number Schwaben and a graveyard outside of town. Went back, freed the Mistress in Red, sprinted like hell upstairs, holy shit, the building's on fire, leave, kidnap one of the members of the biker gang via staking, go back to Haven, convince Dominic to eat the Haven. I skipped something, but that's okay. And then that was pretty much it.
The rundown.
Mhm.
All right. And last but not least, Mr. Trenton.
Definitely.
Okay, as Trent remembers, I'm going to skip over probably some of the earlier stuff. We heard we had a discussion with Father McGregor in Tybalt's apartment, and in the discussion, Father McGregor was very upset when he heard the Josephine's name. It was Trent said Josephine's name or just the nickname that she has. And McGregor seemed to he didn't outright say, "Oh, she's a problem," but he immediately advised to put a stake through Lucia's heart. Trent failed at doing that, as we heard, and Lucia took off.
Horribly.
And yes, I don't know how he missed, but anyways, as you heard, we were then forced to head to Elysium by being dragged by the nape of our necks as the bikers rode us to Elysium. And at that point, Trent went to try to find some help because he feared that the prince was in danger, possibly, from what Father McGregor was saying about the prince being in danger, or everyone being in danger. I think actually Trent just wanted to bring a general warning, and at that point he talked to Bella Dravnik, the Elysium, the head of Elysium, and she immediately brought Trent to. I believe Tybalt actually Trent and Tybalt split up at this point, and Trent was led to the chamber, and Trent came upon Lucia in the chamber with the prince, and there was murder. And but I believe
there was murder.
I'm not sure if Trent knew that Lucia had diablerized the prince, or what exactly was going on. But and in fact, I can't remember personally how Lucia ended up incapacitated to some extent, or maybe she might have just been like shattered. Her mind might have just been shattered. But
Lucia,
regard
yeah, but basically Lucia was in shock over what happened, so
right,
she kind of shut down,
right.
if I remember
That's
correctly.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's I think that's what it was. I remember too.
pretty much. Since she lost control and fought and still lost, she shut down.
Right, and so Trent. Well, soon after that, there was a bunch of commotion in Elysium, of shots being fired and fire rising all around in Elysium, um, and it was the bikers that had waging an attack. And so, actually, Bella Dravnik immediately joined in the fray in like this monstrous snake form, part of her gangrel ability, and Trent decided to heave both bodies over his shoulders, that being the prince and the Lucia's, over each of his shoulders, and run through the burning Elysium out to the car in hopes to find Tybalt. And Tybalt was actually on his way out after, I believe, actually Trent would have known about the scuffle that he had, but Tybalt had a scuffle with a biker and ended up he had a biker with him to bring with us as well, in the car. So we had a lot of bodies in the Jetta, and I believe it's a Jetta, right?
It's like a crappy Eastern European Volkswagen, I believe.
Oh
Like
yeah,
It's a Volvo.
a two-door Volvo. Yeah.
Oh,
Is it a Volvo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at that point, they took. I think immediately we went straight to the St. Judas Cathedral because Trent was convinced that Father McGregor would know what to do, and also because the prince is Lankia Sanctum, that maybe just the Lankia Sanctum headquarters would be the best place to go first. Unfortunately, Trent barged in with the prince in his arms, which probably looked like a dead body in the middle of mass. And so, sorry. And anyways, Father McGregor eventually met Trent in the rectory, but McGregor was acting really weird and like kind of being like cryptic about what was going on. And so Trent, I don't know if it was more Trent or just me. I just got really nervous, and I was like, "Oh, Trent's got to get out of here." So, anyways, Trent basically took the body and ran. Took the prince with him and basically kicked the door down and ran back out to the car. And by that point, Lucia was gone. She just took off. She wasn't having any more of this. And so then Tybalt and Trent went to Tybalt's apartment. And then Tybalt persuaded Trent to diablerize the biker that they had taken, the incapacitated biker. And through that diablerization, he had a memory that he gathered from the biker, and the memory had images of a campfire, the vampire Cassandra, the woman who's locked down in the basement of Elysium, or was possibly, and there's a large explosion in the dream memory, and there's a hand being extended and shaking, like kind of looked like a group of lupine making an agreement. There was words bleeding through the memory, like there was an image of a cemetery with the number 7 Roman numeral on like a tombstone or something, and then Cassandra. So some words saying, "Cassandra, are you sure you want to do this? We have to find Elysium and where they're holding them. The fire everywhere." Yeah, so just a bunch of random words and stuff, but that's what he recalls. That's it.
Well done. Well done. That was a good game. So.
Memories.
Okay. I will go ahead and start with the least obvious, which is what Mr. Charles and Mr. Trenton are doing.
Before we begin the game, I want to say that I've actually spent experience points.
Yeah, I thought we had already decided that.
No, we didn't actually go through a formal spending.
I don't actually remember a formal spending.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't. 'Cause
I may not have spent my experience
And we'll
points.
be right back after this short message. Okay, and we're back from that little unscheduled break, which I will blame Dominic for.
Yes.
No.
Anywho, alright. I believe we were with Mr. Charles and Mr. Trenton.
Yes, and just to say where we are specifically, is it directly after the Diablerization?
Yeah, directly after. The night is barely setting, if you will. I'm sorry, the night is barely. Yeah, but the sun doesn't come up, but you still get a weak sensation that you need to sleep, or at least you need to rest.
Well, Mr.
Charles.
Maddox? Yes, Mr. Maddox.
What did you convince me to do?
I told you it was entirely necessary according to the situation. We now have what we need. We now have a location and a place to confront the mistress.
And that place is?
The graveyard that you saw, and that I saw. It's local, I believe.
God, it seems ominous in my head.
It's very ominous, but it's our trade. What are we if we don't have ominousness? But the question is, do we go now, or do we attempt to muster what we have and who we can beforehand?
That's right. What are we going to do with these bodies?
Oh, the bodies. I say, kind of kicking the Diablerized one. No, he's just skeleton.
No, I was gonna say actually, if you Diablerize him, he's ash. So that body is.
You've made a mess.
I've got a carpet. We sweep that one under, and the matriarch is, well, according to your Friar Tuck, he's dead, or she's dead and gone.
Can I ask John? Can I ask you a question about that?
Sure.
Okay. Can I check the matriarch's body for like any changes since
or loot?
Or loot.
Like
I loot the
a
body.
chronic looter.
Okay, go ahead and give me a simple intelligence plus medicine roll.
Ooh, got it. That's a mental roll, so I can't re-roll tens and ones subtract from successes.
You better mark that down on the roller.
You're gonna hurt her.
Okay.
You're like, are you okay, Poke?
You slap. She's not waking up. Slap harder. Okay, what we'll do is we'll hook my car battery up, and
We're gonna take some adrenaline.
Trust me.
And stab it into her heart.
Peel's here. Slam whole Advil bottle down neck. Grab him, Peels.
0 successes.
As far as you can tell, there has been no change in her body at all.
We could just leave her here, I say, gesturing to the dark room. She'll be more than safe from sunlight if it happens to come up, and I'll lock the door.
Right, let's just try to keep her safe as much as we can. In case the others decide that we had a duty here.
Yes.
While we have her body.
It still leaves the original question unanswered, Mr. Maddox. Do we go to the graveyard now, or do we attempt to find your wayward ward?
Hey, it's up to you, city boy. What do you think's best?
I do not like wandering into that place. But
I think we might need Lucia.
can we even find her is the question. She's neglecting to answer her cellular device.
All right, then cemetery first.
I could see the value in that. I'll bring the assault rifle. I doubt that will help. We
What
have
are we
nothing.
What are we getting ourselves into?
Go break some more of my chair legs. I say.
Motioning offwards towards that general
Yeah.
direction.
Might as well break up the rest of it so it at least matches.
There's one chair with 3 legs that's just leaning crookedly.
You got plenty of furniture.
We have to prepare for what we will. I'll go call some people and see what I
Okay.
can find.
And Trenton takes you very seriously and starts breaking chair legs.
Judo chops the chairs.
Yeah. He's-
Jump.
Snap.
yeah,
knocking
yeah,
himself
you
out.
you really ain't got to make a roll for making the stakes since you're gonna take your time more or less for it.
John.
Okay. Should I,
Yes.
Do I have a number of stakes in my inventory at this point?
Hold on, just a second.
X
Go ahead.
times 2. Oh, me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I roll my status Carthians in some way to see who I can call up to find weapons from the Carthians? Because they made mention that they were stockpiling weapons.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You know what? Go ahead, make a roll.
Yeah. Roll what, though? Status
Hold on.
Carthians plus composure?
Well, plus composure. I want to remain calm while I'm asking for guns.
He's so giddy.
Sir.
Wait, don't you have like 3 guns already?
I have
Yeah.
2 guns.
No.
They're not-
You have the
killing-
pistol, the rifle, and the shotgun.
I
I got a
have
shot.
two,
That's right, I grabbed a shotgun.
but I
but
would
that-
like
that's-
another. I need a complete set.
The shotgun is the only one that it will actually help me with vampires, because that's the only one that has fire rounds in it. I mean, assault rifles, I'm not good at shooting guns, despite my earlier successes.
Ooh, Trent's good at shooting guns.
You can have the good guns. I will take, I don't
Okay,
know.
Actually, rifles specifically. We'll do this in character if you want.
go ahead and give me a,
Yeah.
I would say a manipulation,
I can do that.
plus your Carthian status, plus you can also add Carthian pool to that.
Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a big pool. 2 successes.
All right. You get a call. I'm sorry. You're able to get a hold of somebody.
Who are you gonna call?
It seems to be an old contact that you've heard of. He's a gun runner for the Carthians, but as well as he works for others as well. Usually the highest bidder. His name is Gene Stevenson, although everybody calls him Gene the Gun.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
He is so cheesy.
You hear the phone get picked up. He goes, "Yeah, this is Gene."
Hello, Master Gene. This is Mr. Tybalt. Have I spoken? We've spoken once before, yes? At Elysium or something along the lines?
Can't say I placed your name. Tybalt, was it?
Tybalt, yeah. That's forgiven. I'm a forgettable sort. I was wondering what you had stockpiled in your deterrents this evening. Specifically those deterrents that would affect those of kindred origin. My hands are waving this whole conversation.
Ah, well, clearly you haven't turned on the news, have you? He kind of laughs a bit.
How do you mean?
With a television and watching it.
Place thumb on nose and forefinger. More specifically, what do you mean, sir? No, I haven't caught up on the news. Perhaps you could inform me.
Or perhaps you could switch it on yourself. He kind of goes and he laughs.
Mr.
Wait,
Gene,
are you telling me you're so much of an old stiff you don't own a television set?
I own a television, Mr. Gene. I've been rather distracted and assaulted as of late, which is why I'm calling you now. Do you have anything? Perhaps fiery or, out of character, I don't know if silver is still a weakness.
Silver does not affect the vampires.
Okay.
Boom.
It never has, never will.
I thought it used to.
No.
Oh, I'm crazy.
Silver is for werewolves though.
Anything fiery or especially explosive that might help with dealing with fellow vampires.
He kind of goes and he chuckles. Look, obviously, Scarlet Shipment didn't come in, which is why you're calling.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sad to say, since her shipment didn't come in, she cleaned me out because she does have jurisdiction. He says, doing air quotes, although it is unseen.
I can feel them.
She does have jurisdiction over me. So, sadly, my stockpiles are less than filled. I mean, I have enough for me, of course.
You have nothing left. I have something of a fund myself. Nice chairs. And then I hear a crunch.
That's another leg is broken. And he's like, I said the chairs, not the couch.
That's the windows. What are you doing?
Not
You're
the
wearing-
mannequins.
You're wearing a suit of armor made of bits of furniture, and the couch cushions have been constructed into a fortress. Do you have anything?
We'll hold him here.
He's constructed a couch fort.
Oh god, you guys are terrible.
Do you have anything? Perhaps an incendiary grenade. That would be wonderful if you had that. But even something as simple as, I don't know.
I like I said, I do have some weapons left from my personal stock, but you'd have to make your way down here. And like I said before, if you switched on the news, I don't know if you want to make your way down here. Even right now, I'm holed up in my bunker till this whole shitstorm flies over.
Bunker. Where is here, Mr. Gene?
He kind of goes and he's like, "Who is this again?"
Charles Tybalt. I'm a friend of...
Never heard of you. He hangs up.
I'm a friend of... Damn it. Throw phone. All right. Well, we're going with what we got then.
Hey, Charles.
Hmm?
You got a gun for me?
You got a cheers?
You're out of chairs.
By the way.
I think that would have been a funnier response. Hey Charles, you're out of cheers. Just letting you know.
I've moved on to beds.
No, I think it'd be real funny if Charles is there talking on the phone. He turns around and all of a sudden his entire living room is just...
There's a hole in the floor.
You didn't tell me where to stop.
Other people's chairs are destroyed. He's
I don't-
3 floors.
I don't know where the chair ends and the floor begins. Anywho, you've managed to make about, I want to say, 9 usable steaks, Trenton.
Yeah, so Trent walks over to Tybalt and hands
Steaks
him.
them.
Yeah.
This is over with.
I just gotta
And botches the roll again.
He's
Yeah,
here,
you want
catch.
me-
Ah!
He'll give Charles 4 of those.
Well, I stow those in however I can. Coat pockets. You'll have your choice. I believe they're all in the vehicle downstairs. Shall we go?
Yeah, let's head out.
I'll lock all my doors. Even the lanai.
All right.
Then we'll head down. Open the trunk, reveal AK-47, shotgun, and revolver. I take that one.
Boom.
Oh, you have an AK-47?
I have an assault rifle. I picture it as an AK.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Random assault rifle is random.
It's a pretty common weapon. It's like the most common assault rifle ever.
All right, I can deal with this, Charles.
Good.
He's gonna. So can Trent? Is there like a strap that he can like wear it so it's hidden behind his back or something under his coat? So it's not
You're talking about for the shotgun?
for the rifle. Because AKs are relatively short. Right?
Yeah,
If you saw the
it's-
barrel off.
yeah, it has a strap on it.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, he's gonna take it for now, anyways.
The shotgun is one of our biker friends' models. In that it
Have you gathered that it has incendiary? Or John would know this. Has he gathered that it has incendiary ammo?
I saw him use it.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
something.
I was gonna say he
Yeah,
saw him use it.
yeah.
So, however,
Okay, it's not gonna be a surprise.
however, I would like to point out there are only 2 shots of incendiary rounds.
We'll save him. You want to hold that, or should I?
You can take it.
Because I would also like to point out nobody checked the body of the biker.
No. Oh, the ashed one? It should be lying on top, along with all of his silver keys. Slam trunk, and then direct you to drive. The graveyard. Oh, wait a fucking second here. We don't know the actual exact location of the graveyard. Back upstairs, we'll have a map. I'm going to take a map skill and try to identify this graveyard. God.
Edit.
No. Well, that. Damn it, we're in a loop.
No, yes, no. Anywho,
I thought you knew which graveyard this was.
I do, but I don't know where exactly it is. It's called X Graveyard, but where is X Graveyard? I have to map quest it really fast.
okay.
So I map quested.
Do you have anything in computer?
I need a ranking computer to map quest?
Well, luckily for you, you have at least 1 rank in computer.
I do. Oh, thank God. I
yeah.
understand.
Yeah, you could be a Luddite and be like, "What's MapQuest?"
What is this box of glowing colors?
Okay. Go ahead and give me a intelligence plus computer roll.
2 successes.
You're able to search the area. You find a location of a couple of cemeteries. Most of them aren't actually in the area. They're more on the outskirts, more in the what's it called?
Suburbs or
Suburbs. There we go. In the suburb area. They're not mainly in the area of the heavily dense metropolis that is Eden. However, there is two or three of these.
Can I tell by their relative age and the description of both my own and Mr. Maddox's which is most likely to be our winner?
In all honesty, it's hard to say. They all seem to have been, I guess, established. You would establish a cemetery, right? You tell everybody, hey, we're burying
Yeah.
bodies here.
Just warning you guys, do not dig around here.
They all seem to be established in more or less the same time. Of course, you have the north side cemetery and then the west side cemetery, and then
East side?
then of course you have a couple of private cemeteries. The first,
Oh my.
the first of which seems to be a family-owned cemetery, and the name almost instantly stands out to you. That is the Ravencrest Cemetery.
Yes, that's the one. We're taking that one first.
wait, Ravencrest.
Ravencrest Manor. Remember that fellow I was suspicious of?
Yes.
Yes. I saved the directions for all 4 or 5 of the cemeteries, but we're going to that one first.
Do we notice anything atop the ash pile?
While we're up here,
Well, while we're up here,
do the clothes melt? How does that work? I don't.
It's a long,
Okay.
complicated process. I'll just say that
Nuclear.
yeah, I'll just say there's nothing of value left.
Do you have a degree in nuclear physics?
I bought a degree in nuclear physics. All right, let's go. Hand your car keys.
All right.
Plus printed map quest directions. I can't drive a stick.
By this time, as you go and you start loading up, zoom over to Miss Lucia.
Dun dun dun.
Lucia stands with Dana, as Dana's pretty much already on the steps. Miss Pandora holds the door open wide, still yawning a bit and rubbing her eyes.
And Lucia is suddenly super intense, just ready to spring into action, but not going to take the action first, waiting for Pandora's reaction.
Dana kind of goes and she stops a bit and she looks back at you. She goes, what's wrong, Lucia?"
Lucia remains silent for a moment. She goes, "Maybe nothing at all."
Oh. She blinks a little and then she steps into the door and she turns to Pandora. I hope you really don't mind us coming over this late. I know you're usually asleep because you work late at that club, right? Pandora just gives a type of response as she lets Dana in, and then looks over towards Lucia. She blinks once and then's like, "You're gonna let all the heat out."
Lucia, she still has her aspects on and stuff, right?
Mhm.
Can she sense any familiarity of off of Pandora? Like, okay, she had Josephine in her head and all this other stuff.
You bet she
Is there any
did.
way she? Yeah. Is there any way she could possibly see like Josephine's taint off of Pandora?
You'd actually have to give me a aura perception roll.
All right, now how am I gonna do that?
Intelligence plus empathy plus aspects -4 to the dice pool.
Okay, that's intelligence plus empathy.
Plus aspects -4 to the dice roll.
Okay, so that's actually -5. Shit. I had 6 dice, but damn, I can only roll 1. Can I spend a willpower on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll. You can.
All right. Spend a willpower for 4 dice. No success. Ah, Christ.
All that you can tell from her aura is that there is a vermilion shade to it, along with sharp, flickering colors and sparkles that every once in a while manifest, and it's sort of in the distance, in the background of it all.
Lucia steps in very carefully, very calmly.
The door soon closes behind you with a very reassuring thud that it's closed. Pandora goes and she starts locking all the locks again. She goes and she makes her way back towards the couch as she plops down. You could tell right away that this is a Kindred's apartment, just given the way it's constructed. There's no windows anywhere. The doors themselves seem to be double barred in just about every way possible. And a couple of other odd little oddities stand out to you. You know, mainly the presence of a few certain arcane-esque items
Arcane how, specifically?
Just in the fact that they're items that you would not see within a normal mortal's house, such as you see a chalice with a symbol of the Order to Cool. And then again, you also see a large hanging what's it called, wall scroll along the wall that seems to have a number of strange encryptions sort of woven into it. It looks almost like it's a language of some sort, but you can't quite make it out.
I would actually have to take a time to try and decipher it.
Mhm. But with Lucia's photographic memory, she can memorize it and do that in her own time.
Yes, she can, which she's doing.
I'm going to do that right now because I thought of it myself.
Well, I was actually going to say that, but you brought it up.
Buy more Ovaltine.
No, but okay, she can't really decipher what's on the tapestry, but the symbol on the chalice that's Order Dracul.
Mhm.
Does she know what particular symbol it is, or is it just the the emblem?
It's just the generic emblem.
All right, so it's not like one of those symbols that actually mean something.
Yeah. But
Alright.
still, it's the type of thing that would not be present in a normal person's house. And if a normal person were to have it, it would just be out of sheer dumb, stupid luck.
Obviously, this is not sheer dumb, stupid luck.
You guys mean?
Lucia is very quiet and pretty much stands, off to the side and just waits. Knowing full well that Pandora knows that she knows that they know that they're vampires, and knowing that Diana doesn't know that she knows that she doesn't know that they're vampires.
My brain.
Whoa.
Dana knows what Lucia is, but she doesn't know what Pandora is.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Does that help, Dominic?
Yes. Yes. Proceed.
Pandora goes and she starts flipping through the channels on the television as she stops for a minute. As you hear an announcer kind of go and speak up. Riots have broken out all over downtown Eden. Reports of biker gangs clashing and fighting with other gang members have spread throughout the entire area as well. There's also been some reports of very large trained attack dogs, as well as a number of these individuals being able to do almost supernatural, superhuman type feats. We're right here actually on the scene. Hold on, I'm being told, yes, Deborah does have an exclusive with the sergeant. The camera going and it pans over to Sergeant Walden, which is the officer you spoke to before, and he is like, "Look, I've said it before and I'll say it again. My men is working, and we're gonna get through the bottom of this. Everything's safe, everything's secure. I know it might look like a bunch of weird stuff, but all it is just simple PCP. You get enough PCP in a normal person's system and it'll make them seem like they can do impossible things. Trust me. I've been on the force some odd 15 years, entirely feasible. All you need to do is lock your doors, stay inside. We're going to get to the bottom of this." And then the shot kind of goes and filters out. But by the time that Lucia's attention snaps back to what's going on, Dana has left the room and Pandora's just smiling over at Lucia as she hugs her knees. A smile that is very, very kind of unsettling.
What has her aura changed any color at all?
It still seems the same. She just seems very, very happy.
Lucia speaks very, very, firmly. What's got you so happy?
I like TV. She continues to smile, her eyes unblinking, unflickering, almost as if boring deep into Lucia.
Lucia is staring back. Can she soul gaze her?
Soul gaze. What?
That's a Dresden
Oh.
joke.
Yes, yes. Yeah, sure.
No, Lucia is trying to formulate a plan, despite the fact that she is, mentally, spiritually, physically exhausted.
All right.
So, I suppose being blunt is the best way. What do you know of the Mistress in Red?
She blinked a bit, more out of habit than necessity. Before slowly getting to her feet and stepping forward. The Mistress in Red? Why would you be looking for her? She is a bad lady.
It may not be so much as I am looking for her, rather than, how to say, making sure she can't find me.
She tilts her head to the side before leaning in close, her nose almost right up against Lucia's. She got to you, didn't she?
She got to you, didn't she?
Nope! She goes and she smiles and she goes and she plops back down on her seat.
What's your game, Pandora?
PS3?
I mean, what's your stake in all of this? How do you fit in?
Fit in? I suppose I fit in on the couch. It's pretty comfortable. Nice and relaxing. I can stretch out so far, she says as she stretches out. And I feel tired, but not tired.
Maybe you should go to sleep.
Maybe you should too.
At this point, can Lucia actually try to see any taint of Josephine again?
Sure, go ahead.
That's only one dice, because I'm not going to spend another willpower.
I can't afford it with these ridiculous prices.
I can't. No success. Oh.
You do
Tastes like raisin.
You do seem to see an almost hypnotic swirling colors in her aura this time, as well as a pale background and those same flickering colors and mirrored sparks that I described earlier.
What are you doing?
I'm watching TV. What are you doing?
I'm trying to protect myself and my own. What magic are you casting?
Magic, she says, smiling.
Is she, can Lucia perceive if she's casting magic on her?
Sure, go ahead.
What am
Be
I
intelligence
rolling?
plus occult.
Intelligence plus occult. That's a much better roll. Vampiric lore? Would that help in this case?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering, vampire magic or not?
I don't
Okay,
want
so
to say too much.
7 dice. Well, I know it's vampire magic now. Four successes.
Hey!
As far as you can tell, she's just being Pandora. There doesn't seem to be any sort of magic coming from her, aside from the magic that's in her heart.
Her aura says differently. Then I'll go about this in another angle. What are you doing with cool artifacts?
They're my peeps. They're who I hang with. They're fun.
You do know that the Mistress in Red controls this sect of the Dragul.
What? She says, as her head almost tilting on the side as she still flicks through the channels.
What's your connection to her?
You really want to know, huh? She says, almost as if speaking softly. She holds out her index finger and she motions you close.
Lucius takes one step
Closer.
forward.
Closer.
At this point, she's trying to decipher any attacks or anything that Pandora's about to do.
Closer.
No roll?
No, if you want to go ahead and make a roll, go ahead. Give me a...
Like I said, she is totally on the defensive, man.
Give me a wits. I guess plus brawl. This way you'll be at a ready should she try anything.
Alright. 3 dice.
Suddenly Han Solo fires out of nowhere.
Does that make me Greedo?
Yes. There's worse lots in life.
1 success.
Alright. She goes and she smiles very soft. She closer.
Lucia will move in close now. At the ready.
Archers at the ready.
So high.
Closer. She says,
How close is Lucia now in regards
that's
to
up
her?
to you. I'm waiting for you to tell me exactly how close you are.
She is standing, like, pretty much at the sofa, but she's not going to lean down.
As Lucia's there by the sofa, she's like, come on, closer.
This is as far as you're going to get me without telling me what you're going to say.
She goes and she sits up. She suddenly reaches out her hands, gripping the side of the side of Lucia's head very tightly, and she continues to smile. I'm waiting to see if Lucia's going to try to push her away or what she's going to do.
At this point, Lucia is actually pretty much gonna pump her vigor.
Okay,
now.
but what's she going to do exactly? Like, is she just readying her vigor? Vigor
well,
at
no,
the
no,
ready?
she's pump. She's okay. She's doing a blood boost to her strength, and she is now going to stare predatorily at Pandora. So pretty much, she's at the ready. Whatever she does, if Pandora does any aggression, like bare her fangs and lean forward, or if she senses blood magic being used on her, she is going to pretty much just use her own strength and just grab that bitch still and quite possibly diablerize her.
You're at the perfect level to mega kick her in the face. Just saying, dog.
She continues to go and she holds Lucia. As she goes and she leans in close. If she was breathing, you could almost feel her breath on your cheek. As she goes and her tongue goes and runs across Lucia's ear. Before she just smiles. And then she whispers in the lowest voice that you can imagine. You'll see they can't hurt you. Just have to make them disappear. And then she lets you go and she throws Lucia back and she goes, ha, ha, ha. She flops. She goes and she flops back on the couch.
Lucia stares at her very quizzically for a moment. If I am to assume correctly, then are you trying to say that you are not under her spell?
She goes and she blinks and she's like, ugh. Look, lady, you who come into my house and then
You invited me. I stood outside.
No,
You-
that's lies. It's lies. It's lies. I invited Dana because she asked for my help. I never invited you. You're lying. I don't like liars here. But it's okay. You're nice.
Not the slap.
By this time, Dana comes running out. She's like, what's all the commotion about?
We're simply having a discussion.
Pandora,
Worry not.
Pandora goes. She sits out. Yeah, Lucia's a liar. She thinks Rainbow Dash is the best one.
That is fact.
And with that, we'll take a short little break.